This is Christine here with 4-month-old Remington at Puppy Boot Camp, and this is day 3 of his boot camp experience, and we're about to work on place training for the second time. This is a work for food to exercise at this point in time, and we're trying to connect a behavior that we really want him to like with something we know he already likes, which is his food. So here we go. I'll get him kind of focused here before we start. I'm going to look at the place, and the minute he gets on there, he gets his first reward. So I'm going to look at and motion to the place training mat. First reward is for all 4 feet landing on the mat, and the subsequent rewards are for good choices like sitting or lying down. Good. We want this to be a place he wants to be. So we're going to make as many positive connections with place training as we possibly can. To release him, it's a nose touch, yes. And off, I actually meant to say free, and we're going to send him right back. And he learned, I can tell he learned quite a bit the first time because he's not having any trouble understanding this exercise. Free. And on purpose, we do not reward him for getting off the mat. We want the reward to be on the mat, because movement is a natural reward for a puppy. So telling him he's free is good, and that enables us to repeat the exercise. It also teaches him right from the beginning that once he gets onto his place training mat, he needs to stay there until he feels that nose touch from us. Eventually that can turn into a hand signal or just a verbal command, free. But right now, good. And when you're working on this right from the beginning, in your mind, you want to remember that you are sending the puppy to place, you are not escorting them to place. The goal is eventually to be able to point to his placemat from wherever I am and have him take himself there. We use place training for guest manners, free. Good. And then the other goal is to connect relaxation with rewards. So after he gets that first reward from me, he is going to just see me wait calmly until he sits. Another thing I want to point out is that when I am waiting on him, I'm standing with a neutral posture. I'm not standing with my hands up like I have food. If I were to stand like this, he'd be more tempted to jump on or at me. So standing with a neutral posture is the way to go. And then the other thing to note is that when he showed interest in the kibble hand, it didn't move. The moment something moves, it becomes entertaining. It becomes a game to the puppy. So we want to make sure that when he's showing interest in something we want him to be disinterested in, free, we don't make it interesting by moving it. That's excellent focus. That was his best send for sure. So we may go ahead and call it quits there depending on the choices that he makes. Right now, it's okay for him to show interest in the things around him. We want him to get used to the fact that this place training mat is right next to the couch. We may have to teach him at some point not to get on the couch. Good. But we're just going to wait till reward until he settles down on the mat. Good. This is Christine with Trusty Training Services, training built on trust. Happy training.